Warning, I shat on and spoiled every single anime on this list. Watch at your own discretion. Number 1. Alright boys, we're gonna start this list off strong with Sakura Haruno, the only character in Naruto that believes they're somehow relevant to the series, while having OP hacks mode teammates like Naruto and Sasuke that can have mystical Gundam battles in their Megazords, casually shooting nukes, slicing meteorites from outer space, and not to mention Naruto Jesus over here growing people's fucking eyes back. It's hilarious she can ever say things like when her only notable feats were reviving a fish, healing Kankuro, and beating Sasori. Alright, that last one was pretty good, but F in the chat for Sasori, who by far took the biggest L in Naruto. Like yo, how you gonna single-handedly conquer an entire country, murder and make a puppet out of the strongest Kazekage in history, and then get killed by fucking Sakura? Alright, before I get any further into dissecting the simpery of Sakura, I need to make sure y'all know what the power scaling of a simp can be. There's the traditional simp where you helplessly fawn over someone, and then there's what I like to call a yikes. A yikes is when a person obsesses over someone for no redeeming or invalid/questionable qualities. For example, your brother, sister, cousin can be the coolest person ever in your eyes, but if you're simping over them, guess what? You're an incestuous yikes. Fucking simp. The simping power level of Sakura is that of a yikes. She was simping over Sasuke at the age of 7 because he was good at throwing some shurikens on a log. Okay. And Sasuke literally gives zero fucks about anybody. He doesn't give her the time of day even though they're on the same goddamn team for all of the original Naruto series. What's bad here is that she likes the guy because he's good at throwing some shuriken and because she thinks he looks kinda cool.
You know, I'm something of myself.
While this is a pretty shallow reason for sipping over someone, it wasn't really all that bad. Yet. Skip forward 3 years and in Naruto Shippuden, Sasuke had deserted the village and gone to Orochimaru, agreeing to trade his body for power. And every goddamn time they met from then on, the man straight up tries to murder her. But nah, she's still straight simping for this man. It makes no goddamn fucking sense. Like yo, she even had the audacity to fake a confession to the boy Naruto. But little did she know, the boy was on Thought Patrol. But yo, for real, imagine this chick you've been crushing on since time faked a confession to you, while simping for your best friend this entire goddamn time. How else do you think a fuckboy is born? Fucking simp. Number 2. Alright, next up we got Mr. I Love Amelia for almost no reason, the protagonist of ReZero, Natsuki Subaru. Don't get me wrong here, Subaru is a great character because of his many flaws. He's arrogant, prideful, makes irrational decisions, but his greatest flaw by far is his simpery for Amelia. After he gets transported to this fantasy world, he almost immediately gets mugged by 3 randoms and is then saved by Amelia, who is looking for her stolen insignia. The man then insta-simps her and then makes up some random BS to help her.
What?
From then on, the poor sap dies nearly every goddamn episode, all in the name of his waifu. What's worse is that every time he comes back to life, time is reset and no one but he remembers any of the fucked up shit that's gonna happen. He can't even tell anyone either because the witch that possesses him will either literally crush his heart or kill anybody he tells. What's even more crazy about all this is that he chooses to do all these things for Amelia for absolutely nothing in return. She is incapable of remembering any of the things he's ever done for her or that he's died a gazillion times for her. Yo, actually this guy's a fucking psycho. This guy got to this world, some random ass fucking world where he sees walking animals talking, and he doesn't wonder how he got there or wonder about his friends or family that he's left behind in Japan. Although he's often been referred to as the sin of pride, I'd personally like to believe that he embodies the sin of simp.
What did you say, nigga?
Number 3. Speaking of sins, Fairy King Harley Quinn and the rest of the 7 deadly sins are not exempt from the plague of simps. Almost every single character in this goddamn show are caught simping for one another, with Meliodas and Bond constantly needing to compare dick sizes for their little lolly fairy girlfriend and this fucking shit. Alright, okay, at least Meliodas and Bond get some sort of play, but King over here simping for this giant mountain of a lady who's also simping for Meliodas? Even if she did let my man hit, like, yo, how? My man floating over here at 5'3" while Mount Colossus bitch ass dunking on giraffes at 30 feet. His Spear Chestival better have some secret configuration that turns him into Godzilla or let him grow some 30-inch schlong because yo, otherwise he ain't ever piping that ass. Even when their backstory was revealed that King used to hang out with Diane when she was a giant toddler, she conveniently gets amnesia right as she remembers him, leaving King as a simp of Christmas past. My verdict, 7 deadly simps. Shut up! Number 4. In the fictional world of Death Note, it's 2004 and criminals all across the world are being called by a mysterious serial killer known to the public as Kira. Nothing is known about this divine killer as his victims often die of heart attacks without a reasonable cause, leaving no traces of murder. With an obsession for Kira after he judged her parents' murderer, Misa Amane acquired the same power, if not greater than Kira's, in order to attract, then deduce his identity to be Light Yagami. Having no choice but to make an asset out of her, he cleverly devises ways to use her to alternatively pass judgment on criminals. In the 6 years that Light is Kira, he always intended for Misa to be disposed of after she was no longer useful to him. However, being the batshit crazy murderous simp that she is, she's killed innocent people on television to get Kira's attention. She's threatened to kill other girls that came into contact with Light, attempted to frame her own friend for being the second Kira, and even halved her lifespan twice to acquire and then reacquire the Shinigami eyes, all because Light asked her to. That's fucking wild, bro. Imagine initially living till you're 80, but then having to halve that twice. You'd fucking die at 20. Fucking simp. And here's the icing on the cake. When they first met, Light told her that the relationship would just be a facade, but the bitch still did all that shit in hopes of him loving her. On the other hand, I don't exactly blame her for falling for Light. He's got a genius level intellect, perfect score on every single one of his subjects for his entrance exams, and he often engages in ingenious psychological battles with the world's greatest detective. He's also very charismatic as he's always been able to talk his way out of things, into deceiving people, into manipulating others, all without the use of his death note. Not to mention the guy's also incredibly good looking.
Oh nigga, you gay!
Still, this doesn't change the fact that the guy used Misa like a 6-year-old condom only to be chucked outside the window after he could finally afford a new pack of Trojans.
It's time to stop!
Number 5! Alright, up next we got the boy Zenitsu, the best character in his whole goddamn anime, despite being a baby back bitch. Bring this stupid ass little baby a box of Kleenex and he'll be running up these streets faster than the main character could water breathe to victory. Overrated shit anime, don't at me. Like yo, I can't help but wonder that maybe, just maybe, that Tanjiro might be into his little deformed hybrid of a little sister. I wanna say nah, this ain't that type of anime, but after seeing him defend his sister's beauty to such a great extent, I don't know, man. Need I remind you to never forget the potential of anime. However, there's only one character in this anime worthy of being called a simp, and you know what? It's just part of his charm as a character. I wouldn't even say it's a bad thing or a flaw in his case since he's meant to be a comedic relief character, which makes him all the more badass when he turns into a big dick sleepwalking demon slaying powerhouse. Alright, long story short, he simps for any female he could possibly breed with, but somehow still gets no play. Number 6. My deepest condolences for having to put Esdeath on this list because god damn she bad! This mega babe enjoys asserting her dominance over others, chaining people up, treating people like pets, and literally stepping on them. Please step on me! Unfortunately, not only is she a simp, but she's a goddamn sexual predator that preys on innocent looking young boys. But holy, would I give anything to trade places with Tatsumi for a day because this spineless little wimp didn't even screw the bitch when she was literally begging for it. He'd rather choose the most annoying, irrelevant character in the show. Like yo, who likes this bitch? All she does is undermine the guy and treat him like a pack mule. I was shocked when he didn't end up with Akame. Like yo, what the fuck? There was a perfect build up and everything. And even though he didn't choose Akame, there were other fine ladies lining up for this guy. There was this fine sassy ass chick that got her booty clapped and turned into a kebab just so she could fucking impress him. Then there's these voluptuous opai daiskis in the midst, but nah, he chose this shit. Alright, yo, fuck all that and look at the girl Esdeath. This mega babe standing at 5'7" with a nice rack and a hot bod. Like yo, if this voluptuous beauty was a local hot single in my area, you'd best believe I'd be putting in my credit card in faster than a redneck virgin. Alas, being in her 20s and having an unhealthy obsession for 15-16-year-old boys, she'd be put in the nut house quick by the pedophile Batman.
Why don't you have a seat there and get comfortable for that?
Number 7! Okay, what kind of top 10 anime simp video would this be if I didn't include the OG king of all simps, Brock from motherfucking Pokemon? Literally in every goddamn episode, this man goes up to every girl and tries to pine them. He don't care about no goddamn personality, no age, what you do for a living. Like, yo, fuck, this man was even simping for every single one of the Nurse Joys and Officer Jennies, knowing that they're all related. Ladies, imagine some horny motherfucker comes right out of the gate, immediately simping for you without knowing your name, age, or how you even sound like. Then imagine the man immediately simping then for your sisters and friends alike. Being the exact opposite of Esdeath, Brock is 15 years old all throughout Pokemon and is only interested in girls older than him. He has gone after ladies from the ages of 16 to 25. Maybe that's why he gets no play. Them ladies don't want a visit from Chris Hansen. Yo, for real, the only time his eyes open is when he's busy breeding Pokemon, cause that's the only time he'll ever be seeing any action.
Wow, imagine Brock married? You and I will be married someday too.
What did you say?
Number 8. Every goddamn girl on Sword Art Online is a simp, and I'm only choosing to single this person out for good reason. Every other girl in Kirito's harem is at least aware that they're a side ting to this man. He has effectively friend-zoned all of them, and most of them have come to terms with this, and accepted that he has a fucking girlfriend. But this little vixen is Asuna's best friend, yet she simps the hardest for this man and can't seem to be happy for the two of them behind closed doors. I get it, Kirito's the most perfect person in this goddamn forsaken anime. The man was OP from the day he was born, playing video games and winning the hearts of every e-girl that he ever meets. Honestly, ladies, I see the appeal too. I wouldn't mind him starburst streaming my asshole either, but he's already got a best girl. I swear to God, if this shit wasn't an anime, Asuna would be throwing hands with this bitch.
Hold up, hey, for my niggas who be thinking we soft, we don't.
Number 9. Hey, okay, did you really think that there would be a top 10 simps in anime video without Yuno Kasai? Let me introduce you to the simp queen in all of anime. This psycho bitch keeps a goddamn diary of a whippy kid. She's obsessed with this little pussy ass bitch because in elementary school they had to write what their dreams were for the future. Pussy boy didn't know what to write down, so Yuno suggested that they both write down that they'll marry each other in the future. The boy didn't take this very seriously, but again, like, who would? It's a fucking in-class survey. Except this psychopathic bitch, because this is the only reason why she's fixated on him the whole goddamn anime. I wish I was joking or exaggerating, but this is 100% factual. Alright, yo, brace yourself, because this isn't even near the tip of the iceberg. She's attempted to murder any girl that ever spoke to him, tried to convince him that all of his friends are unnecessary and that she's all he'll ever need, and when all of this shit fails, she drugs him into a vegetable-like state so she could be alone with him, confining him to a chair so that she can force feed him and take care of all of his piss and shit with a bucket. Did I forget to mention that her parents' skulls are in the same room? When this shit fails, she eventually is able to manipulate Yuki into killing all of his friends. After a job well done in offing all of his friends, he finally is able to graduate from being a virgin. After receiving his seed, Yuno pulls an axe from underneath her pillow and tries to fucking chop the man's head off. She then reveals she's actually a time-traveling god from a parallel timeline that travels to other parallel timelines to be with him, because he'll always inevitably die. Yo, somebody call Iron Man, we got an Avengers level simp! Number 10! This man right here is the most alpha male simp I've ever seen in any anime. In what anime do you know does the main character get a bitch and a boyfriend? Like Sakura, Naruto has been simping hard for Naruto ever since he was a 7-year-old boy. A closet simp at first, he was too shy to approach Sasuke because he was a genius, and Naruto, well, was an idiot. But everything changed when Sasuke finally acknowledged Naruto during the Chunin exams, and from then on, he was popping Sasuke boners left and right for power-ups. Using his love for Sasuke as a driving force to get stronger, Sasuke felt threatened that his boyfriend was surpassing him. He threw a big sissy fit and left the village. Willing to trade his body for power from a pedophile, Naruto made it his literal life goal to one day bring Sasuke back to the village. After being trained by an old man for 3 years, Naruto reunites with Sasuke only to get his ass kicked by Sasuke wearing a bathrobe. Later down the line, Naruto pops the biggest Sasuke boner he's ever had and attains some well-deserved power-ups instead of getting mad at being gifted random shonen protagonist power-ups. On the other hand, Sasuke obtained god-level power by being gifted a new set of eyes from his dead brother and from a ghostly apparition of the author's plot device. With his undeserved mastery of new random god powers, Sasuke announces that he'll become Ninja Hitler and unite the world under his emo ship. Naruto and Sasuke then jerk each other off so competitively that they lose both their dominant arms. After receiving Naruto's mighty cock, Sasuke accepts his new role of beta male and becomes Naruto's secret errand boy into adulthood, neglecting all of his parental duties and leaving Sakura to collect dust on a shelf.